Good evening, all. I welcome you all for this second workshop of FSAI with Lubrizol on decoding the codes and standards for fire safety in India. So without taking any more time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker to all delegates. So our guest of honor and keynote speaker for this webinar is Santosh Warik sir. Okay, he is Director Maharashtra Fire Services and Chief Fire Officer for MIDC. Warik sir has been very supportive to FSI in all our seminars or webinars or any events. Okay, for long years, I suppose. We consider him as a family. Okay, and to listen to him is always, sort of an very special event. So I would not take much time. Okay, so over to you, Warik sir.
Thank you. Good evening, all. Very important subject, decoding the codes and standards. Unfortunately, we are really lagging of access of codes and standards. It is a challenge for the common people. When we talk about National Building Code to the architects, it is not been taught in architectural colleges or in civil engineering colleges also. So it is really challenge when they come out of the colleges and they start their practices. At that time, they are not aware about the part 3 and part 4 requirements, which specifies the minimum fire and life safety requirements for any building. So National Building Code is one of the sacrosanct document in the nation, which followed by majority of the state. This is a recommendatory kind of a document which has been made mandatory through various state acts and development control rules of that state or that planning authority or the urban local body. That may be municipal corporation, council, or infrastructure development authorities like MIDC, CIDCO in Maharashtra. So the National Building Code becomes a mandatory document as through the Fire Act or through the development control rules of that state or the municipal authorities regulation. Then we go through the National Building Code Part 4 requirement. It gives various cross references of various Indian standards that may be for sprinklers, hydrant, extinguishers, then the pumps, rooms, then you have the detection system, manual call points, then the fire retardant test of the different material used for the building construction. These are the recommendations or codal provisions given in National Building Code with respect to various requirements of the code. Then comes about your actual implementation. Every building is different. The occupancy is different. Sometimes it is a mixed kind of occupancy wherein you have the commercial activity at ground level and the residential ones on upper floors, or an entire commercial building, or a mixed occupancy of malls where you have the theaters in the mall and parking at the basement level, then shops on first, second, third floor, cafeteria on one side, and the assembly like theaters on other side. So mixed kind of occupancies are there. So how to segregate the risk associated with them, that is a challenge area. So every building is different, and depending upon the planning of the building, you have to see in case of real emergency, how the occupants are going to exit through the distances, means travel distances, any dead end are created or not. So these are the basic life safety requirements of every building. The marginal spaces around the building, so that in case of real emergency, how my fire appliances are going to be there, how the fire service can able to pitch the aerial ladder platform for doing external firefighting or rescue operation. That is again a challenge area. So you have to really see the turning circles, whatever required for the aerial ladder platform, that should be provided around the building if the building is high-rise building. So these are the basic requirements from the life safety point of view, and these you cannot alter it afterwards. means sprinklers you can replace or hydrants you can replace, but the common feature of the building once constructed, it is very difficult to change or alter afterwards. So considering all these aspects, all the stakeholders, right from the developer, the builder or architect or the ultimate users, they should sit together and deliberate and discuss the requirements, the present requirement also and the future requirement also. So if they are going to consume only one FSI at this time, afterwards they are going for the additional FSI, then building height will be more. Or if it is a industrial building, the segregation of risk, that is where are going to store the raw material, where the utilities buildings will be there, where the process house will be there, and where the finished goods are stored. So such kind of a segregation of risk and the proper distances to be maintained between them. So these are the codal requirements which are specified under different Indian standards, which are available at the end of the part 4 of National Building Code. For industrial, there are again the separate industrial standards are there. For hospitals also, there are different IS standards are there, which specifies the minimum fire and life safety requirements. If it is a cinema hall, then the Cinematography Act is there. So that will attract the provisions. So these are the different statutes and acts at the central level and state level. If it is a Factory Act will come in picture. If it is under a Petroleum Act, then the Petroleum Act and gas cylinder rules will come in picture. So these are different types of codal requirements which will attract depending upon what quantity of material you are handling in the premises. And based upon that, that authority has to be informed, the approval has to be obtained from them with the proper representation of your plans. So these are the codal requirements. When coming to the minimum fire protection requirement as provided in the table 7 of National Building Code Part 4, every requirement has got its own IS code, and one has to really go through it before implementing in the building, so that collectively you can address various issues related to the requirement. Afterwards, when the provisional NOC is issued and when you come to the fire authorities, we have completed the job, and then fire authorities carried out inspection and sees that the sprinkler are not properly installed. They are 1 meter below the line, and somebody tells sprinkler नीचे रहेगा तो जल्दी activate हो जाएगा. So such kind of a reaction you come across when you go for the inspection, so which are not logical. The detection systems are installed where near to the ducts, air ducts or the air conditioning ducts. So it is of no use. When the air is coming out from that duct, that detection will not be going to operate at any time. So you have to select the proper, though your interiors are going to hamper, but there are different locations can be made available depending upon your internal arrangement of the building or layout of the floor or layout of the cabin also. So you have to really see that how in the minimum time the smoke will accumulate at which point, there you have to put that sprinkler. So these are the simple thumb rule one should know about it. You have to really go through the codes and standards and then only plan. Otherwise, you have to ensure that the proper consultant or the guiding firm or the person should be appointed in advance while planning the building itself, so that the proper planning of the fire and life safety arrangement can be done, and you can have the safe building because it is going to be used for 50, 70 years. So you have to ensure that from the beginning itself, whatever the codal requirements are there, that should be complied with. Coming to the new challenges, the warehouses are coming up in the big way, wherein the size of the warehouses, they wanted to increase, height of the warehouses, they wanted to increase. The number of data centers are coming in India, like heavily they are coming up in various areas, all metros and mini metros, they are coming up for the big data storages, means FMCG goods or the e-commerce activities are totally depend upon them. So that is again a challenge area. Lithium-ion batteries is again a challenge area, wherein you have to have the segregation of risk because lithium-ion batteries, as it is under consideration that water mist or spray system is the best protection as to control the means thermal overrun. So different means aerosols can be used or flooding system can be used. The testing are going up. Then lithium-ion batteries are used in the car batteries. Bikes are coming up. Cars are coming up. In the basement also now there is a puzzle parking going up to 3-4 levels or 6 levels below ground. There are storages of cars, and cars they are having different kind of a fuel: diesel, petrol, LPG, CNG, and batteries are also coming up. So anything goes wrong, it is a really challenge for the fire services, and basement it is a base of the building, and anything goes wrong that may lead to explosion, and it can damage to the building itself. So these are really challenge issues coming up. So one should be means all stakeholders should be thoroughly aware about what codes are there in national level, and these are the minimum level. There are international standards which are much beyond the requirement of National Building Code and IS standards. But we are talking about the minimum standards from the life, means W sure about in a huge way in the systems, and in a given time they are not, it is not sure that they will work in given time. So considering all that, my appeal to you, you are responsible for making the building safe from the life safety and the national property point of view. So it is you are contributing to the national GDP, and it means to the safety of the people, our people. It is your paramount important that you should ensure that whatever the standards are there in the country, that should be followed and implemented at ground level. That is from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Warwick sir, for emphasizing, importance of codes. Okay, I work as a consultant, so I definitely know it. But then I am sure our delegates who are attending this workshop must have taken the cue. Okay, and they would give due importance to for referring the new codes. As you said, new challenges are there. EV, okay, the basement parking, all these challenges are there. Okay, and we should refer to national as well as international codes. Yeah, so thank you for again emphasizing on that. And we from FSAI, we thank you for coming to this webinar. Okay, on just one call or maybe on one meeting. Okay, and giving us a knowledgeable speech. Thank you, sir. You have been there as always, a big support for FSAI.